What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode. And today we're going to talk about module 2, which is going to be really awesome and great. And I hope you guys are really excited, and I hope you guys enjoyed already the previous modules and videos that we shared with you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Saad Basim. I'm here to help you with the Amazon FBA business and make you some money. So as you guys know, I'm giving the whole Amazon FBA private label course for free. All of it, the one that we had already made for our students and everything. So now I've just decided to go ahead and give it all for free on YouTube to help other people who are looking to make some little bit of money. And I hope you guys are really enjoying the content so far. And I'm very excited to hear more about your experience and what you think about the content. So in this module, we're going to talk about building the business, what's your exit strategy, what's Amazon FBA, what's the difference between the store name and the brand name. We're going to talk about what does mean Prime, FBA, FBM, and all the stuff that's involved with Amazon, especially with about the seller fulfilled, Amazon fulfilled, and all the stuff that you really need to know before you start getting into it. So guys, all that I'm asking in return, please hit the notification bell, and at the same time, please subscribe to the channel if you like what you see so far. And if you have any comment, if you have any a question that you have, please leave it in the comments section below, and I will get back to you and I'll answer it as fast as I can. But guys, I hope you enjoy so far. Enjoy this episode or enjoy this module, and I'm looking forward for the next module. So thank you so much, and I will see you down below the comment section. Take care, everybody. Okay, so Empire Flippers is basically a website where you can sell your businesses. And if you see the evaluation for each business, they could go into really good evaluation. Like it could be from 25 times to 37 times the amount of profit, net profit. So let's say here, for example, I have an Amazon FBA business. It's in health and fitness beauty. Let me just zoom in that a little bit more. Okay. And if I be making, what is it here? If I'm making 66,000 or 67,000 in profit a month as a net profit, you can sell that business for 2.2 million. Now, I know that takes a lot of time, but let's say, for example, if we go for something really cheaper, something that doesn't make as much of as a net profit. So let me see here. Hold a second. I'm doing something wrong here. All right, so here, let's say we have here multiple 42. Let's take something, let's say very, like look at this one, $18,000 it makes a month. You can sell for $628,000. Now let's go for something cheap. This one, $6,000 a month, you'll be able to sell for $209,000. Let's get something way cheaper. Let's say you're making $2,000 a month. You'll be able to sell for $74,000. So now, remember I told you about the supplement product that I have? I have one product in supplement, and is making me from $3,500 to $6,000 a month in profit. So if that's what I have been doing, and you'll be able to prove it for almost a month, for almost a year, and you have the same kind of sales over and over and the same kind of net profit, you'll be able to sell your business for really good money. So we're talking about only $2,000, which is very achievable. So for my business right now, let's say for the supplement, which is, I just did it because I wanted to go ahead and show my clients that I can do supplement. I don't recommend doing supplement, but let's say making $4,500 net profit in my pocket, I can sell it tomorrow for $110,000 almost. That's the payout. That's why you need to think about that business. Is not only about, hey, I'm making $2,000 to live off. No, I want to make that money for me to be able to sell it later on for a big exit strategy. Since I have the skills, I have the experience, I have built it once, I can go ahead and sell that business for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, and then take that money and replicate the process over and over and over. You see, that's how you need to think about it. It's not about the $1,000. Just think about it. If I spend on that business, it's not cheap doing that business. You need, let's say you put $10,000 or $15,000 and you hustle like, oh my God, I'm spending $15,000, blah, blah, blah. Then slowly start making $2,000 or $3,000. Then look at the reward. You'll be able to sell it for $75,000, $100,000, just like that. Have exit strategy. You will bucket maybe, let's say 70,000, take 30,000 and rebuild a new brand. And you'll be able to flip that over and over and over. It's really, really cool. I contacted them for the supplement product. And in the beginning, I think they were offering me 85,000, but I'm 100% sure, especially with e-commerce and how everyone is going through it, they will give me 120,000. And that's one product in it, one product only. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to sell it for that much. So I just want to share with you what I mean exit strategy and why I think of exit strategy, because I think it's very important for us to plan ahead. And every time we feel discouraged, we say, hey, listen, in a year, I can't sell it for that much. The freedom's coming, or I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make that much for me to see what I'm going to do with that exit strategy or with that money that I'm going to have. And you might be able to invest into something that you love more. You know, maybe you can have that business, sell it, and then you take that money and put it into something that you're more passionate about. I don't know, yoga studio. Maybe for me, yoga studio, it works very well. I mean, I have the physique for it, so it's perfect. But this is the things that you can look into. Maybe I wanted to open up a car wash with it, or a car dealer with it. Why not? You'll be able to do something you're more passionate about if you want to go through that down the road. All right, guys, we're going to get into the second section. All right, so we're going to talk about what's FBA and why should you use Amazon FBA. So FBA, as you know, guys, is fulfillment by Amazon. That's what FBA stands for. Allows professional sellers to store products in Amazon warehouse to be fulfilled and shipped by Amazon for a fee. So all of us, as we know, Amazon FBA, we love it so much. And me, I love it so much because I'll be able to buy things. I'll be able to source products and send them to Amazon, store them there. I don't need to store them in my house, and they will take care of the fulfillment and shipping the product and all that for a little fee. Amazon places products in fulfillment centers where they are most in demand so they can honor fast Amazon Prime shipping. They also handle customer service. This is very important. When you see your product gets shipped, when it gets inbound and gets into your account, and you see there's always this FC transfer or fulfillment center transfer, they moved your products from one fulfillment center to another. That's because of demand. And this is very important also for something we're going to talk about later on is called geographical ranking. And that's really helps you if you have your products spread out across the states, you'll be able to rank better and you'll be able to show up for your PPC even better. So that's really important for you to, which we're going to get into a product quantities and expectations and everything later on. You'll be able to realize that really important for you to order enough to use and to make sure that you really show up for multiple places across the states. So really, really important. And Amazon loves a product that has has many inventory because they'll be able to honor their Amazon Prime shipping, which is 2 days. And also FBA is important because they also handle customer service, which is a lot of us, especially when you're a beginner, customer service is really hard to communicate with. You need some skills. You need some to take care of all the handling the returns, handling complaints and all this stuff. And Amazon takes most of that away from you and let you focus on your business. Now, FBA allows sellers to perform more productive tasks that allow them to scale their business and eliminates the need for employees and the seller's own warehouse. And that's very important. I think one of the biggest struggle that we have and stuff that we take for granted is if we start that business by ourselves, we're going to see that we're going to be busy and occupied with multiple tasks that not related to our business and that lead us to growth in our business and to scale the right way. So by having FBA and we eliminating to have employees to fulfill the orders, pick and pack, to be able to do the customer service, and also it's allow us not to have a warehouse, which can cost a lot of money. Actually, costs a lot of money to have your own warehouse and to automate it and to make everything is correct for it. So by using FBA, you eliminate all that. and you can only focus on your business, and you'll be able to scale to the way that you want. Now, let's talk about something that most of us really have a lot of issues with. Especially me, I had a lot of issue with that in the beginning, especially about store name versus brand name. And I think we have a lot of confusion here, especially when I started also, I didn't know which one is which, but I think it's really worth mentioning. So a store name, your store name is the name you sell under on Amazon. So example, XYZ Import, sold by XYZ, import and fulfilled by Amazon. So if you see that, it's usually here. Every time when you look at your listing, you will see on the right side, sold by, wholesale price, blah, blah, blah. Now this is the store name, and that's the name that when you log into Seller Central and you see it on the top next to the drop-down menu by selecting your platform or marketplaces, US, Canada, and Mexico. So that's the name, which is called store name. This name doesn't need to be a clever name because customers are not paying attention to your store name. So do not spend much time on this. I really think people take a lot of time just trying to perfect their store name. They're trying to get something clever. They wait 1 week to 2 weeks just to be able to find something catchy. I don't think you should pay that much attention to it, especially store name. Just call it whatever you want to call it, whatever you feel comfortable. I think you should just go ahead and ask your kids or ask anybody in the street, and they will give you a store name. Easier, faster, and you're good to go. Do not lose your sleep on that. But if we go to brand name, that's what you need to be a little bit clever about, and you need to really come with something that really helps you in your business. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit. So your brand name is much more important because it's the name that represents your product line. Example, your line of children clothing is Fluffy Togs. That's actually a clever name. On your Amazon detail page, it would say buy Fluffy or sold by XYZ Import. So for example, when you see a listing, you see a title, you're gonna see something here, buy. This is the brand name is gonna show. So here, usually brand name, and on the right side at the bottom, next to the checkout card is going to be your store name. Now for your brand name, which will be printed on your packaging and permanently applied to the product. This is, you need to choose a name that can be anything, can mean anything, and can mean nothing. So let me explain. So for example, if I'm going to name a product, and let's say I'm calling it, I don't know. So I always try to find a name that cross between a foreign language and a current language. So I can use a Spanish word or Greek name or Italian name and try to find something clever that can mean everything, but can mean nothing. So for example, we have Rolex. Rolex means nothing, but Rolex, it's one of the biggest brands in the world, and people are fighting to get those watches on their wrist. Why? Because Rolex, tomorrow they can decide they change their industry from watches to cars, and nobody knows what Rolex is because it means nothing, but could mean everything. And this is really important because as a beginner, if you're not sure about the categories, you're not sure about the product that you want, and you want to change later on and change from one brand name to another, it costs and will cost you money. Because if you, especially now, it's more important than ever because we have a brand name, we need to apply for something called brand registry or for a trademark, and that costs from $800 to $1,200. So imagine you chose something very specific in baby niche, and I have done that mistake in very baby niche. And once I want to launch the product, then I decided I don't want to do baby because baby saturated for me. So what I did, I couldn't use the same brand name. I couldn't use the same trademark. So what I had to do, I have to create a new brand name. But imagine if I had a very good brand name from the beginning, a name that could mean anything and mean nothing. And I will be able just to switch my category or my trademark category for a small fee of $150 to $250, and I'll be able to sell in other categories. So using the brand name correctly and choosing something that means nothing and means something, it's really good. Unless, like for example, I have now a brand that I'm building, which is in toys. I'm very specific on a specific niche, and I call it, for example, soccer moms, and I'm selling soccer equipment, and I know that's what I want. Yes, go for it. But if you're a beginner, I really recommend that you use something that broad that you can change later on because it's going to cost money, especially when the money is tight in the beginning. You don't want to be switching names like candy. Now let's talk about Amazon Prime. I know most of us, we know what Amazon Prime is, but I really would like to explain a little bit more. So Amazon Prime is a subscription that buyers purchase that gives them the benefit like fast, free, one-to-date shipping and streaming music and movies. So if you are a Prime member, you know what kind of services you get. You get a really good fast shipping, you get access to their streaming music and movies, which is, you know, Prime movies and all the stuff that we get. So that's a subscription plan that Amazon offers and qualify you for buying things on Amazon as a Prime, which is, as we see here, always see Prime. We see Prime, that means the product is at Amazon and you will be able to fulfill from them very easily with 1 to 2 days if you're a Prime member. Now, seller benefits, us, we benefit from that a lot because buyers prefer free two-day shipping, even if the product is slightly more expensive. I think that happens to all of us. For example, I wanted to order a car part and I was willing to spend $200, $300 more for that specific piece just to be able to get it in 2 days instead of 7 to 10 days. So having things fast, and I think now we're all accustomed to having everything yesterday. So we ordered today, we wanted to have it yesterday. It's very important for us. And I think for Prime and people who use Prime and subscribe to Prime, they don't mind paying a little bit more for your product. So us, we benefit from it, especially when we send our products to Amazon themselves and qualify for Prime. Now, the service includes products Amazon sells as well as third-party FBA sellers. So Prime, usually Amazon sells product by themselves and you see sold by Amazon, they will qualify for Prime. And also people like me and you, we can qualify for Prime shipping as well when we send them to FBA. Now, fulfilled by Amazon, third-party sellers store inventories in Amazon warehouse. As I told you, I take our product, we ship them to Amazon, and Amazon takes care of everything. Is going to be warehousing them, and we'll be able to qualify for Prime and FBA. So here, for example, let me go more. And also Amazon fulfills picks and pack and ship to buyers Prime with 1 to 2 days. So Amazon takes care of everything, fulfillment, picks and pack the product from the shelves, and they'll be able to prep them and ship them to the buyer. But also, if you see here, ships from Amazon.com and also sold by us, the merchant, which is third-party seller like us. And that's really, really important. Now, there's something called seller fulfilled, which is different than FBA, and also as known as merchant fulfilled. Seller fulfilled and merchant fulfilled are interchangeable terms. That means the inventory is not fulfilled by Amazon, but the seller or merchant, which is you, fulfills it from their own warehouse or their own garage. So what does that mean? It's the same thing as when you hear FBM or seller fulfilled or merchant fulfilled. If I have the product and I buy it, instead of me sending it to Amazon warehouse, I store it at my own house, or I store it in my own warehouse or my own storage unit or in your shed, whatever it is. And when you get the sale, you ship it yourself. So if you see here at the bottom, when you go to the detailed page, you're going to see ships from the person and sold by the person. The other way was different, shipped from Amazon, but sold by us. So that's the difference. So self-fulfilled and merchant fulfilled, it could be very, very lucrative, especially in Q4, if you know how to do it very well and you'll be able to make really good money with it. Also, self-fulfilled Prime, which is something that Amazon introduced for people who have really good track record as FBM. So we have FBA, we have seller fulfilled, and people who choose seller fulfilled and they have good metrics, they have good performance, they can apply for something called seller fulfilled Prime, which is even if they fulfill the product themselves from home, they're able to qualify for the badge, which is Prime. Now, seller fulfilled Prime refers to when a seller agrees to meet the strict fast shipping standards of Amazon Prime and is allowed to use the Prime label. So when you qualify for seller fulfilled, you need to make sure that you offer the same kind of service as, or the same kind of shipping as Prime, which is 1 to 2 days. And this is really important, especially now with Q4 that's happening, and also with the restrictions that we have from, COVID-19. Depends when you watch that video. It's gonna play a big role, especially in Q4. And as you see here in the side, ships from and sold by EU, which is the store himself.